Yeah, here's the. This is a character from Resident Evil 4. Named Ashley.
That one's weird.
I know. I couldn't find a better one, so don't use it. What we got? We got Connor there. What's that thing next to? Oh, that's his axe. I couldn't tell because of the, black
It's a
background.
hatchet.
It's an axe, a hatchet. It's a sword. Is this stuff part of the podcast, by the way? Us finding images?
I guess.
Let's see here. Do you mind the picture of Colin Mockery for no reason?
Oh no, that'd be perfect. I'll take that.
I like this one. Or do you want this one? These are both the good ones.
Ooh. No, I like the first one better.
Okay. How about the picture with me holding a knife?
That sounds terrifying.
Hey, it's October. Sorry about that. Huh? Oh, it's not. That's you.
I don't think we have much more room for anything else.
Whoa, oh God. This is... How long was that burp scene again? Like a minute?
It's a good minute. I mean,
It's
like,
not-
it's long.
you told me that GIFs work.
Oh yeah, gift
Oh,
work.
I would send you Luigi dabbing. I made Chris use that as the what do you call it? The notification for his Twitter thing.
What the?
Because whenever he posts that he's streaming, he also adds like a GIF or something. Right? Is that good?
I believe so.
All right.
Okay.
Do the intro again.
I'll
I'll just let you do it, and then afterwards I'll take it, and then I'll make it a song.
Okay. Can you give me a beat?
But won't we be off?
Just don't listen to me.
Is that too fast?
I like how that was in sync.
What? What was in sync?
You were like, was that too fast? It was like, whoa, okay.
Let me go a slower BPM.
Oh, okay. He couldn't do that with a straight face. We at like 5 BPM?
Okay, how about just the...
Yeah. Ooh. Podcast. Yeah. Please don't watch this podcast. Podcast. Ooh. Yeah. Podcast. Ooh. Yo. I'm your awesome host. Straws are cool, and this is my co-host.
Slasher.
And welcome to the Please Don't Watch This podcast.
our third edition, no less. If you consider the first two legitimate.
Yeah,
Actually, I think that the other one was the first one, really.
and as we always say, trust
Keep
us,
it.
just don't.
Are we taking that? I don't know. There's no prime real estate on that. Um, so yeah, this is the third one. So I talked to Carl a little earlier about a new structure for this. So I think first off, we'll start off with what's been going on for your week.
Actually,
Actually,
before we actually get into it, I have something I'd like to show with really quickly.
our sponsorship. Pepsi.
I guess supposedly, if you want to call it that, I don't know. But I figure I worked on this, so if you want to turn your stream on for a second so you can listen.
Okay, but how do I turn you off then? Okay.
All right, here we go. So what did you guys think of that?
Who'd you get the sprite art from?
I found it on I searched the internet.
Oh, maybe you should source it.
I would, except I don't really know how to like necessarily do that.
Oh,
Sometimes pictures are just like, all right.
I think I would put at the bottom left, made by. Well, I think you also have to get permission
Yeah.
if you want to do that. But I mean, I like the acapella. Are you trying to take my job or anything?
Yeah, maybe. You know what it is segueing into our first topic of how our weeks have been, because I've had a tooth that is still in the works of being fixed. I can't really play any brass, and I need stuff done, so I was just like, well, I guess I'll do that. So, that's been that. I think I might need to have another one done as well, because I've been having pain in another tooth, oddly enough. I'm hoping it's just the root canal is not done and needs to be done. That's causing all the pain, but you never know, I suppose.
Even when it's done, you'll definitely still feel pain for a while.
I will. I've kind of accepted that fact, especially since...
Hope it clears up.
Yeah.
Anything else? Like, what's been going on with Kaya or your car? Your car.
You know what's weird? Because like some of these topics that you're asking, it's like I already planned them as topics to talk about. But I guess why don't you go first? Like
what's been going on lately?
Yeah.
So I still have my ear problem. I'm probably gonna get that appointed, but I've been living. I just don't. I feel a bit tired actually because of it. Like in class, it's like, what'd you say? I need that big horn that you stick into your ear, you know.
Oh God.
Hey, what was that, Cindy? Something about child psychology. But other than that, pretty okay week. I thought I finished the RPG, but I'm gonna go back and amp it up a bit. I think the one I really want to change is the story, because I agree with Evan. It is kind of melodramatic for no reason, whereas it's normally supposed to be like a fun romp through a spooky place.
Yeah.
Because I made it so then like, oh man, this guy totally murdered like 598 people.
Oh, that's incredible.
And then he was gonna make you and Troy the next two. I think I could keep that, but there's another thing where it's like he finished the job for this mafia guy, all that. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think I should just you think I should change it? Do you think that's a little too much?
I mean, all the stuff that I play, I don't know. It's hard to be too much, I suppose, but it's just, I don't know. It sounds fine.
Okay, well,
It's gonna be goofy regardless of what you make.
I'll give it a once over. I'm gonna adjust some RNG and stuff. Should have been 1001. Hey, don't PM me that. Don't put it out there. What else though? That's really about it. Class has been going pretty fine otherwise. Been getting a little swole because of gym.
Have you actually been going to gym?
Yeah, like I said, it's a class, and I have to get a certain amount of hours.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty good though. As in, like, so I think I have to do 30 hours, and I'm already at like 22. And I got like half a semester left.
So 8 more leg days to go.
Yeah, my leg days, man. Knuckles does not know. Oh, thanks, Tom. Okay, so how about you? Besides your teeth.
Yeah, so besides the teeth, let's see what has been really going on in my life. Not too much, honestly. Aside from the teeth, I think I'm also kind of a little sick because I really have been just kind of slouching around all week. I've had honestly speaking, I think I've been pretty demoralized all week because of the teeth. So I haven't really just been into anything. So I
hope I don't have teeth problems after this ear thing clears up.
I just want it to be done.
Otherwise, every time you get like an ailment, that means I'll get it like a couple months later.
That'd be awful.
That would make for an awful movie too. Could you imagine? Like, oh yeah, every month this guy gets the same illness, and they have to figure out a cure.
Well, what would happen if like I won the lottery or something?
Well then I would get a pitiable amount comparatively, depending on the lottery.
No, that would just break the quote unquote curse.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's not good. Yeah, that's a good curse. I mean, depending on how you handle it. That could be a topic later. What would you do with if you won the lottery?
Especially since it's at $1.6 billion right now.
Yeah, I saw it was on the Yahoo News.
I look at Yahoo News.
Because I was gonna go to check my email, and then it's like, hey, look at this, a little fun story. Carl's shipping his ailments via carrier pigeon. So I think that's enough for what's been going on lately. You've been kind of hearing Carl talk about it over his week, so it's kind of more like what I did.
What's going on with Speed? But Speed's been kind of here all week, anyways, because
I put in the hours. All right, so now we're gonna move on to games we've been playing recently off stream. So we'll start with Carl for that one.
Honestly, well, okay, I guess I played a lot of Counter-Strike.
Right.
That's about really all. Really played a little bit of Left 4 Dead 2 as well off stream, but honestly, not much else has been played. I've been kind of like usually when I get sick or something, I get so demoralized that like I just don't want to play games. I just kind of want to lay around and watch stuff. It's the only time. Like I was actually debating on starting up Better Call Saul just because of how not in the mood I am to do anything.
Yeah, I like Better Call Saul, and it's the fall of him, right? The character from.
Well, I think it'd be.
What's his normal name?
I think it'd be the rise of him.
Well, the fall of him from being a good person.
Well, yeah.
So that's really all you. No time for video games.
Like, I mean, the only game I'd be playing, like if I'm playing on the couch like something, I would be playing Twilight Princess, and right now I'm literally at the City in the Sky, which I don't want to do.
Oh, that's the stuff where you have to get all the cuckoos, right, or whatever.
The Okos or whatever.
Oko.
And it's just like the temple or the dungeon or whatever you want to call it is really confusing. And
Yeah, it's probably my least favorite in that game.
I think most people agree that it's not a great dungeon.
Like
just-
visually, it's not even that cool to me.
I mean, I
honestly.
thought it was it's kind of cool to look at, but like it didn't transfer over into practical things. Or
level design.
Yeah.
You feel?
The only other game that I've been playing kind of offline would be maybe like for 10 minutes before I go to bed, I will play a level of Triforce
Sneaking?
Heroes,
Oh.
which is
How's that going?
it's
Because I
the biggest problem with it is that it needs friends to be played with badly.
yeah, that's the. My friend had it, but it was like, well, we're never gonna really have time to play it, so it's like, oh well, and he sold it.
Well, see, some
I
of
don't-
the dungeons in Twilight Princess, I like the mansion. The Arbiter Grounds are all right, and the Temple of Time is all right too. It's pretty linear too. Ooh. What just happened?
The stream go down.
Thanks for the follow, Fat Guys Squared, and welcome.
We square. We square. Is that Bill? Is that guy square?
Maybe, I guess. I don't know.
But yeah, I think the mansion is probably my favorite level in Twilight Princess. That's the ice one, right?
Yeah.
It felt like such a different level from the rest of the game, so that's why I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I actually like the water one actually.
I think what I like doing more in that game is not the dungeons and like the overworld stuff. Like I'm having more
Yeah.
fun actually finding heart pieces and pose and stuff than I am actually going through the dungeons. Every time I get to a
Yeah.
dungeon, it's like, ugh.
I always
don't wanna
felt
do
like
this.
Twilight Princess, although I liked it, I'm starting to like it less and less over time. Like it's not my favorite. I know it's Med's favorite. Shoutouts to Med there.
He's not here right now.
But I don't know. I think for me it doesn't hold up as much as it used to. But I think it's still a good game overall. I don't mean to sound like a jerk when I say that or anything. So we don't do well in terms of like moving from one person to another with who's to talk.
Well, I'm waiting to see if I'm not sure where you're at in your.
Discussion. Oh well, I'm done. I'm done with.
No. I'm talking about like because like we're talking a lot about Twilight Princess and like, are we still doing Game of the Day? Or are we just
No. Games we've been playing.
No, I know that, but like I feel like we're gonna like transition. It's like, all right, we're done talking about this. Let's talk about the Game of the Day actually today.
Don't worry, folks. It'll get smoother the more we do this.
But yeah, that's really all I've been playing. It's been a crappy week, I guess, to say the very least.
Yeah, I hope it gets better because like teeth problems, boy.
We'll see.
My dad tells me teeth pain is one of the toughest pains a man has to go through.
It's it's not even so much that it's painful. It's just nagging.
Yeah, so that would rank as a 4 on the pain scale, by the way. If it's just nagging. There's a pain scale, you know about that, right?
Yeah, I've never been able to like anytime any doctor's like 1 out of 10, and I'm like,
There's charts that'll help you out. If you look up like pain scale chart, let me see here, because they like to simplify it. Like yeah, this one is used often. So 4 is I am constantly aware of my pain, but I can continue most activities. Is 4.
unable to
See.
move.
Are you reading it over?
Yeah, I'm just kind of skimming it.
if you go to a doctor and you're like, "What? How much pain are you feeling?" 0. I would kick you out of my office.
Wow,
I
that's
was like, "What are you doing here?" I just wanted to see you again.
I would say it's between it's like a 4.5.
Okay. See, I was pretty good on my diagnostic there. All right. So
what have you been playing?
yeah. So I'll start off with what I've been doing recently, and then what I did back in the week. So my sister and I just started up Final Fantasy 11. Not Final Fantasy 11. Sorry, Dragon Quest 11. I know how I messed that up. Oh boy, I really like it. Something I don't like is I know that the game has a tradition of having midis as their songs, right? But this one, I don't think it was composed that well. There's a lot of blah, blah, blah. But besides that, the game looks nice, and the RPG is pretty simplified. But you know, that's what Dragon Quest is. It's
Simplified RPG.
yeah, for the most part.
I still have to play
And,
Dragon Warrior to get probably the worst understanding of what Dragon's Quest is right now.
Yeah, I don't think they even have what do you call it, skill trees in that, because that's the fun part, developing your characters through what weapon they use and like what spells and stuff. I don't think that's in one. I think it's just kill the slime. I didn't really play one either, so I don't even remember.
It looks not that great, but at some point I'll get to it.
What else? I have been logging in at least like 30 minutes or so for Animal Crossing New Leaf, just because it's like, looking for pants. I've been looking for white formal pants for a long time. I also don't have a cabin table. I need that.
I just want the new game to come out. I can't play the old game. It's gonna drain me.
I know, but you know, gotta get my jolly somewhere. Though I think I should just play like I don't know a Harvest Moon game like Sea of Seasons or something. Fill my time, because I haven't touched that game. What else?
You've
I
been
didn't play
practicing.
Overwatch.
You've been practicing Counter-Strike, right?
Oh, I played TF2 with Bright for like 3 hours.
That's not.
Guess what
practicing
map we were
Counter-Strike.
doing?
2 Fort?
Yeah. The match would never end.
No, it never does. That's why everybody hates 2 Fort.
That's why it's kind of fun too, just so you could like keep changing characters and messing around. But otherwise, yeah. At one point, you just want it to be over. I know Stardew has multiplayer. It's had that for like a couple months now, but not on PS4.
I still have not played Stardew Valley ever. I don't even think I own it.
When you own it, and if I own it eventually, that'll be something we could do.
Maybe.
That's really been it for what I've been playing. For the most part, I can't recall everything I've been playing. I haven't really been playing video games though. If you kind of look at what I've been playing, like 30 minutes of Harvest Moon a day, Animal Crossing a day, and then 3 hours of two Fort.
Yeah.
The most today I played a lot until we started streaming.
But I still don't hear Counter-Strike in there.
Oh, and then I played. I loaded up Counter Strike and then closed it.
Wow!
Is that what
Wow!
Is that... oh, shoot! I played Everybody's Golf with Chris.
Oh,
wait, that's on stream. My bad. But I played a little bit off stream because he took an hour to start streaming.
An hour
So
to
I was
start
like,
streaming?
Yeah, he was doing like a dog thing job. So he came late. But
Oh, okay.
but he didn't tell me he was late. I called him out for that. Should have just said I'll be late for like an hour,
Yeah.
Because I was just sitting around and it's like, oh, but what if he tells me that he's around now? Then I have to stop doing what I'm doing. So I just played more Everybody's Golf until he came.
And how's that going?
Oh man, I keep missing good easy shots. Let me tell you.
Did you beat him?
The way of the golfer is not. Did I? I beat him once, and then he beat me in the other one. It's a little even. He does shots better, but I get lucky more, I guess. Guess that's the mentality I have for that. But yeah, that's what we've been doing recently. It's not that exciting, but when we get further in, I think we'll be more descriptive and have more games that we played. That's it. Of that, yeah, this is going well. Let's keep going.
Okay. What else is on the list?
Game of the week. So,
So
this
I
is- this is my-
I have task speed with choosing the game of the week since I did the last one.
So I just need to clarify this though. Is it something I had to have played recently, or just something I want to talk about?
Something you want to talk about?
Okay, I wanted to. There are two things I want to talk about, but I'll let you pick one, unless you want me to just decide. I wanted to talk between Animal Crossing and like the stuff you want to see in the new one, or Kingdom Hearts and all that mess.
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good debate right there.
What does chat want us to talk about between those two?
I feel like,
You know, the only reason why I thought of Kingdom Hearts, like I was on the can, and I was like, hey, they're actually about to release all 9 games on PS4
they are
as a bundle. It's called The Story So Far.
And I was thinking about that too. I'm like, you know, if they can do that, remaster each game and release them as better versions of the game for many of the consoles to come, like, what the heck, Nintendo? Get your stuff together. Come on now. So with that being said, we're gonna talk about Kingdom Hearts.
Oh well, Brian wanted Animal Crossing.
It's tough. I'm angry at Nintendo now, so we can't talk about Animal Crossing.
We'll talk about Animal Crossing next week or something, or maybe just later. Because it's not like a. It's the difference between that is like I wanted to talk about the new stuff to come, whereas this one we could just talk about like the series.
Yeah.
So how do you want to do this then?
Well, let's see here. What is the actual technical first game of the series?
What?
What is the first technical game of the series? Is it like Metal Gear, or is Kingdom Hearts 1 like the first?
Oh, so the way to play Kingdom Hearts is to play Kingdom Hearts 3, right? Kingdom Hearts Peace Walker, Kingdom Hearts 5, and
Funny.
Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and then 4.
He's a funny guy. So where does Kingdom Hearts Acid come into play?
That's not canon.
What about Kingdom Hearts Portable Ops?
I think the actual first game in the series
Where you
might
get to
be-
meet Riku, who has malaria.
I'm thinking, what is actually the first game in the series, like chronologically, right?
Yeah. This is when the
There-
power of the internet comes into play.
I don't. Kingdom Hearts chronological order.
This looking up of Google is sponsored by Bing.com.
Do you use Bing?
No. No, I don't.
I use Yahoo, honestly, just because that's my main.
No,
Email.
I just use Google.
Birth by Sleep is the first one. I guess that makes sense.
Oh.
I can't talk anything about Birth by Sleep though, because I didn't play that one.
I have actually not played. I played like, I don't know, 20
All right,
minutes of
moving
it.
on. Let's do Kingdom Hearts 1. Here it is.
Where'd you get the timeline though? I want to see.
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh wait, Tom's being like mobile game. Oh, that. Well, let's not consider that. Although I know that that's actually like,
Mobile games are not real games. I said it.
but it is actually like story relevant. I heard.
Tough. They'll make Kingdom Hearts 2.9 and
You know what though? There's a edition where you could look at the story stuff for the phone game. I think. This is the one I'm looking at here.
all right. Let's take a look at this.
Are you posting it on the?
No,
Thing?
I'm looking at her and
Okay. So while you're looking at it, let's just talk about Kingdom Hearts here.
there's just a random 10-year gap between Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts. What's up with that?
Because I think at the start of Birth by Sleep, Sora's not even like, Sora's probably like 3 or something. So the 10 years, and then he gets like to his age, I think. Tom is a bit more of a professional. That's why I didn't really want to talk about Kingdom Hearts at the end of the day. I realized I did not play most of them.
Well, I played some of them.
Out of this list, I played Kingdom Hearts, Chain of Memories. I think I played 356, 358, 2 days. Whatever.
The only I played the 1.5 just storytelling
Edition.
mode
Ah, right.
of 358.
And Kingdom Hearts 2, and then I don't know if I played Recoded. Is Recoded on the DS or no? Because I know there's a DS game.
I think it's DS.
Because I actually might have played that one. Kingdom Hearts DS. What's that one called? Yeah, it is Recoded. So I actually played a little bit of that one, but I didn't beat that.
Again, Recoded is going to be. I'm going to play the easy watch the video mode.
Let me lower your volume there so you don't echo. Ah, yeah, you're right about that though. Recorded on the DS and it's dumb. Says Gilbert.
Yeah, that's what I kind of gathered too. Because it sounds like both of the DS titles are actually kind of dumb.
So which ones did you play then?
I played Kingdom Hearts 1. I played the first half of Chain of Memories. I watched the 358 by 2. I played most of Kingdom Hearts 2. And I played a little bit of 3DS.
Again, right?
What?
Because you're going through it again, right? With the
Yeah, sure. Totally didn't just like give up on that.
I know you gave up because you stopped talking about it.
Yeah, totally didn't just give up on that. No, would never do anything like that.
Carl's not a quitter.
Oh,
Not at all.
I'll get back to it at some point. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's all you played, basically?
Yeah.
Then why are we talking about it? Oh, yeah. So how do you want to do this? You want to just go over like each of the ones we played and then like we'll talk about it?
Sure. So,
Alright,
so
so
Kingdom Hearts. It's a game where one of the afternoon casuals couldn't get past the door.
And we're talking about Kevin here. That's
Yeah. Yeah, you got it.
I can't believe I beat that game when I was young. Like, what I mean by that is like it was the first game I beat as a kid. And I was like, huh, I really beat that. Huh?
You never
one
beat the
that
game
got-
before that?
Well, no, I mean I have, but it's like that game felt really long to me when I was younger because I played it when I was like what 6.
Wow, that's really young. I'm not sure that that's a 6-year-old game.
I want you. Oh, so well. Anyway, the only place I really got stuck on, honestly, is probably Atlantis because I hated the controls.
Atlantis sucks. I hate every time I have to hold. I was so glad when Kingdom Hearts 2
It's
was
just-
like, let's make this singing level and nobody cares. No enemies.
That's fine. That's good.
I was like, I'm alright
'Cause-
with that.
Like they don't have Monster Hunter levels of awkward controls here or anything. It's just it's just confusing having to go through that whirlpool thing, all that nonsense.
Yeah.
What was your favorite world in the game?
Probably.
I actually, I'm just gonna say Traverse Town flat out. I really like the setting there.
I like Traverse Town, but I also really like Hollow Bastion.
Yeah, those are both it really. 'Cause
However, Hollow
those are
Bastion's
both, like the unique ones.
Hollow
you know?
Bastion's kind of obnoxious. And
Yeah.
and it's gigantic. It takes
I like it better than 2.
and I don't like the fact that you have to go through it like what 2 to 3 times.
Yeah, as the Shadow Sora and
Yeah.
all that. And
I don't like that.
which one, not an original world, is your favorite then? I'm inclined to say probably
Wait, what was the question?
what's what's your favorite world that isn't an original one? Then you know, like it's a Disney level.
Oh, like one that has
Yeah.
to be specifically a Disney level.
Yeah,
Um,
I kind of. This is a weird answer, but I kind of like Monstro just because I like
oh,
saying
I
it.
hated Monstro.
Because like I'm in Monstro. the that was a weird level for as a child. Like you
Never,
gotta be jumping around on these guts and stuff.
I think oddly enough, I liked the jungle
Yeah, actually, that was my real answer.
specifically because I
Because-
feel like that level is like the first real level that you beat in that game. Like,
Yeah,
there's
Alice in
Wonderland.
Wonderland was actually like a close second, just because I like the way
Wonderland
they
was like an appetizer, and then the jungle was like, all right,
Yeah.
here we go. Now we're gonna play a real game here.
I think it really portrayed the you know the books and stuff. Not the books, the movie though. The
But-
fact that it has like the room and
But now that I think about it, I do like spending a lot of time at the Coliseum.
yeah. Well, that's
But I don't know if that would count. It's kind of its own thing.
yeah. They fleshed it out in 2 in that there's more areas to go through.
I didn't like the Underdome.
Yeah, because that. What do? They lock off your limit. thing?
Well, yeah, they give you those weird like things that'll happen. Like one of them's like you don't get limits. One of them's you I think only can go in as Sora. One of them's there's like a whole bunch of different ones.
Yeah. Hey, but on the bright side, Oron's there. He's pretty cool.
He is, but I don't like using the characters.
I know, but it's like the fact that they're like, what character should we put here? Oron, you know, take a drink. Good job. No more. But yeah, I do like Coliseum quite a bit. I don't remember fighting the boss, the ultimate boss there, the Titan thing.
Oh,
I didn't do that.
I see. I still think Sephiroth is harder than the Titan in the first game.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he is. Sorry, but I don't know. I never got around to doing the Titan just because you got to get through all those fights beforehand.
If anything, the Titan's kind of a snore. It's like it's hard. Don't get me wrong, but it's like boring hard. At least Sephiroth's like your heart is beating every time. It's like you walk into that bed and you're like, oh god, here we go.
And then One Winged Angel is playing.
yeah,
Yeah, pump up, you know, the volume there. When I was younger, I would just replace Donald with other characters. Were you a Donald replacer or a Goofy replacer?
I think I
Or did
replaced
you not
Donald.
replace them? I think. Yeah, I always replace Donald, but the thing is, Goofy just dies a lot, even though he has such a big health bar.
I'm pretty renowned to forego using magic if I can help it. I don't really like magic. I think it's kind of dumb for the most part.
I just like using Aeroga all the time.
But like when you get to the end game, you kind of have to start. Like the only magic I would like more or less rely on is like Curaga, and that would be
Right.
it. Like that would.
I use Curaga and Aeroga. So I like just running into things and things taking damage. It's like the Zap badge in Mario. What Disney worlds do you want to see in Kingdom Hearts 3?
Well, they've announced all the levels, haven't they?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you can't like be like,
I'm really excited for Toy Story Land. I really like Toy Story for some reason. It's the movie I
I
grew up
think-
as a kid.
It looks kind of funny how like Sora looks in it, but yeah, it's pretty cool otherwise.
I feel like Sora looks too golden in that game.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like he stands out too much. I think they should have made him like a Ken doll or something.
Ken doll.
Yeah, because it's a little too nondescript what he is, as in like he's just like, you know, a block thing. I think if they like parodied like a you know toy a bit more,
Yeah.
I think it would have been a bit more preferable.
Is there supposed to be a Star Wars level in that game?
No, I don't want one to be there though.
I'd be okay with that.
Honestly, I think it'd be a little weird. Wait, I can't say that. That's basically like you saying Metal Gear Solid 5 is weird. Because it's like there's Pirates of the Caribbean, and that thing is the most jarring addition ever. The fact that you have, you know, Jack Sparrow, walking around, and then just Pete.
I really did not care for Port Royal in the second game.
Dude, it looks so cool in 3 though. Have you seen that?
That's the only thing though, is like, it's misleading. It leads you to believe that it's cool because of how it looks, and you're right. It does look cool, but
In 3.
well, in both games. I mean, it looks cool.
Oh no, on
Two.
3, it's like you can go on pirate ships and fly around and surf and stuff.
Oh
Oh, you didn't know that?
no, I didn't.
Yeah, I saw some gameplay, and it's like you could just. They made an open world level, basically. At least it looked like it. It looked pretty fun. Thinking of what like I want though, I can't really think of any properties that I'd like to see in at the moment. I think I had a joke ID
Properties.
answer. Sorry, what?
Properties.
Properties?
Is this
Oh,
Fortune
dude.
Street Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah. I want. I hope. I don't know if one is 100 Acre Wood still in.
I would hope so.
Yeah, because honestly,
Dude,
that's my favorite.
dude, everybody loves seeing Pooh Bear.
Yeah. There were two. We jumped far from one. Let's just go on this trend. Dude, the mini game, the mini games in 2, I think kind of suck a lot. Like the one where you're in the crystal cave
Oh, that
And
one was
everyone's like,
dumb.
"Oh."
I hated that.
and they got the bees. Dude, and that movie too was pretty spooky.
You
as a
know, when
kid.
I was doing the star ranks or the expert rank or whatever for the Winnie the Pooh games in 2, it was that level specifically was the dumbest because like the fastest way I think you're supposed to do it is literally go through the whole cave, just whack the bees, and then just have them follow you.
Yeah,
And it was like, okay, this is done. Okay, cool.
yeah, done it. Could we get the one where could we get a world where Donald is a U.S. soldier in World War II again?
Oh God,
Do you know what that is?
it's one of the cartoons, isn't it?
Yeah, actually multiple cartoons. Man, Walt Disney was going nuts during that time. Maybe no, never mind. Maybe no. I was gonna say maybe an Up themed one.
Nah, that it'd be visually cool, but I think that's all they could really get out of that.
Yeah, maybe a summon where just the house, flies down and smushes a bunch of enemies. That'd be kind of funny.
That'd be weird.
Up is my favorite movie though, for the most part. It's hard to think. Maybe the Black Cauldron. What is it? The Magic Sword.
See, I feel like if that wouldn't stick out because they have so many other Disney princess movies, that it just, it would just be like, all right, well, here's another Disney princess. Cool.
Oh, let's do Song of the South.
Wow. Okay.
How about Old Yeller?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that would.
Okay, at the end of the day, I don't have a good answer. I'd have to research it some
Star
more.
Wars Land.
What'd you say?
It's a Star Wars Land. That's the only answer.
Star Wars Land. Gosh, Sora! It's Yoda! The older you are! Courage you have! Okay. That's enough of that. What else is there to talk about the Kingdom Hearts series?
Um,
How about favorite world in Kingdom Hearts 2? Favorite made up world and favorite Disney world.
I hated Mulan Land.
It was kind of at the start too. It kind of felt a little.
Yeah, and Beast Castle was kind of not that great either. I would say Beast Castle is better than Mulan Land, but the Pride Lands is kind of cool.
That's definitely an experience location.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Which is probably why I remember it so much, just because you spend a lot of time there grinding.
Trying to think what other.
Tronland was kind of annoying. Or actually, really.
I did not care for Tron Land.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Actually, I have to. This might not be. You might really disagree with this one, But the cornerstone,
I was
the one
just
where you
gonna
go
say the
fast,
Monochrome Dreams.
is your favorite.
I really like that one. I don't know if I could define that as my favorite though.
I like the setting and all. And I like the fact that they go to like old cartoons. I'd have to
Yeah.
think more. Well, let's keep thinking here.
I liked Agrabah from the first game more than the second game.
Yeah, it felt a little more fleshed out in
Yeah.
one.
It was like,
Like,
hey, we're gonna
no-
do a whole bunch of different things. Okay.
What else is there? Oh, yeah, we already talked about Coliseum. You wouldn't like it as much in this one?
I mean the level in itself was alright. Like the whole what do we call it? Underground.
I'm typing up Kingdom Hearts 2 worlds, by the way, because I can't remember all of them.
Where the Umdrome is, like where you actually do the story part of it. I enjoyed that quite a bit,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't the most exciting either. I don't know, the Kingdom Hearts 2 worlds, I didn't really felt like stuck out that well, as opposed to the first worlds.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, though, I will say the Cornerstone. I'm looking at these other ones. I like the return. Oh, shoot, the Night Before Christmas. I always like them, but they're not my favorites. You know.
See, I'm a really anti Night Before Christmas person. Like, I just don't care for that movie for the life of me. Like, I just cannot get into that movie.
No problem about that.
And I really wish there was a Blues Brothers 2000 land.
Son of a gun. Let's keep going here. So, would you actually just say Cornerstone then?
Yeah, probably. I think Troy
Okay,
hates that level too.
And then we got Twilight Town. We got the Castle Oblivion. I forget.
I really like Twilight Town. It's just a looker, and that's about it.
I like skateboarding around randomly while waiting for things to do. I still like Traverse Town a bit more though. You know what? I always found weird about Destiny Islands, like in Kingdom Hearts 2, is it expanded now or something? Like, is there a city behind
So
it?
what
or-
I never understood was I think the island is where the kids all go to play.
Yeah, but then like, why were they building the raft? Like, how do they go there otherwise?
Look, man, you're asking too many questions. All right, if you want the answers, go ask Nomura.
Okay. So there's Hollow Bastion as well, but I don't think that one was as great. I liked Leon still being an assist there, kind of.
Leon didn't do anything. He was all. You know what Leon did? He was like,
I need help.
whatever.
Well, I'm out of here. Where's my girlfriend?
Whatever.
I'm out, ski. Okay. I might. What's that other world, by the way? The one where it's all like technological looking and dark,
Oh,
and you fight Roxas there or something. Spoilers.
yeah, the castle, not a Castle Oblivion.
It's like the reverse Castle Oblivion or something. Yeah, I know Traverse Town is not in Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm just saying I like Traverse Town more than Twilight Town.
The world that never was.
Right. Oh, I also just completely forgot about the end of the world in Kingdom Hearts 1. That was a slog.
Yeah, it was.
I don't think the Ansem fight was that cool in that one either, compared to the 2.
Well, see, I thought I felt more accomplished once I finished Hollow Bash, and then it's like, oh,
There's more.
there's more. Cool.
But, do you like the Ansem fight in 2 or 1?
You fight Ansem? Oh, no, you
Yeah.
fight Zemnis.
Well, Xehanort is handsome, isn't he?
Well, Zemnis is the nobody,
Sorry.
and then Xehanort's
oh.
the heartless. Xehanort's was dead, I thought.
Oh my god. Which final boss did you like more?
So there's Ansem, who is the actual person,
Then Ansem,
and then Xehanort is the heartless, and then Zemnis, who is the leader of the organization 13, is a nobody. Okay, I know it's hard to get them confused, but you gotta get them that right. Okay. So
Hey Carl, just cool it. But yeah, which boss did you like more? I like one because you're basically fighting. It feels like you're fighting yourself in a way, and especially because you're alone. You don't really have Donald or Goofy around. But then in 2, it's kind of cool that you have Riku just going. You know?
Well, there was the actual like fight Zemnis, and then there was like the fight the big behemoth
Castle
Zemnis thing. Yeah, that part I didn't like, but I like the actual. Like, I'd rather. I don't like fighting behemoth as the last boss. I like fighting like
The same size character.
yeah,
About.
yeah.
That's how I feel about like shoot, what came out? Well, I think Bayonetta 2. I'm trying to remember which one was like you don't fight the small thing like you fight big guy. Is that it means it feels like you're fighting someone of equal strength or something.
Yeah.
You know? Well, it's hard to describe why I like fighting. Like yeah. Anyway, my favorite part of the second boss fight is where like he sends a bunch of like lasers your way, and you and Riku are just going like and countering all of them. I think that's probably why I like that one, the second one a little more.
I don't really remember that actually.
Yeah, it's very. Oh wait, I think it's you're attacking Zemnis and you're throwing like strikes in it. But it's a triangle event. It's one of those.
A triangle event.
There's a lot of triangle events in 2. I think that was a smart move because in 1, the fact that you had to scroll the menu down for like the last option was pretty annoying. Because sometimes you had to do it, right? It's not just like
Yeah.
an option. Live for 3 hours, jeez.
Yep. Yes, we have been.
I think the last game we could talk about is Chain of Memories. How far did you get then?
I beat
that?
the first half, and then I did
Oh,
not do the second half.
I beat it, but I did not do any of the Riku stuff.
That's what I did not do.
Yeah, because Marluxia was pretty tough.
Well, you get to the 13th floor of Castle Oblivion, and that floor is just a drag. I hated that floor. Like all the other. So this is how the game kind of worked out for me. It sucks. I figured out that you have to load your deck up with 10, 9, and 8 cards and nothing else. It's great. It's great. Floor 13, it sucks. It still sucks. I hate this. The boss was easy.
I found the boss to be pretty hard on my end.
I think I beat the boss in one go because, like, I remember the 13th floor. I remember I had a lot of those, like, skip the area card. And I just abused the crap out of a lot of those. And I was like, I'm just going to go for it. And I did. And
Yeah. On the other hand, I was like, yeah, I gotta level up here a little. Slightly over leveled. I gotta level up a little more.
yeah.
I also loaded my deck with zeros and stuff too. I know that slates, like, I think that's the reason why you have lower cards, but still, the game kind of front loads the fact that 8, 9, and 10, or 8, what is it? There's no 10, right? I don't remember.
I think there's a 10.
7, 8, and 9. I think. I don't know where they're being 10. Anyway, yeah, the game is just like you can't attack until you have the big cards. I was like, well, okay.
Yeah.
I'll go bulk up my deck capacity.
There was just one boss that I got to, like, midway through the game, and I was like, I'm losing. And then I figured out that, like, You just need to trash all your crappy cards and just put anything that is 8, 9, and 10.
Oh, and
Even if it's
for the
Kingdom
most part, yeah,
Keys.
the boss fights, I did not like at all. I can't name one fight that I was like, this is really fun. Like
Well-
the Jafar fight stinks.
That's like the other thing. Like all the fights became useless because even if they combine their cards to get like a good 20 or something, you'd still have all your 8, 9, and 10s. Like 24, 27, 25, 26. It was like,
No, it's funnier than 28, 29.
and all the bosses were like dink 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 up reload, dink 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 up reload. And I was like, all right, well, this just became easy now. The card system sucked.
Yeah, at least in the other games, even though it's kind of just like MASH, you feel like you have more options, especially editing your character.
I think like
Or
there's
editing,
just more
sorry.
control like between Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 as opposed to Chain of Memories. I liked the story of Chain of Memories. I thought it was a fine story. It was
Yeah.
kind of weird, but it still worked.
Okay, here's the last thing I want to talk about because it's probably my least favorite thing. The whole 100 Acre Wood segment, I hated. The fact that you had to like, it was basically Poo Simulator, right?
What do you mean?
You not remember it at all?
Oh,
You
from
have
Chain
to,
of
like,
Memories.
help-
Oh God.
Yeah, you
Oh,
have to help Pooh go down the track.
God, I don't
Yeah,
remember.
remember
that.
that?
I remember it
At least
being. I remember it being not memorable.
And that's what I hate about it. Like 1 and 2, man, I just love Sora interacting with Pooh, and then like regaining their memories. Although now I think about it, in 2, the fact that like the memories are distorted, I didn't like that. I hope in 3 it's not the same thing. I hope they do something different.
Yeah.
Okay.
They will
Okay, we've
probably
been
have
talking
something
too long.
fun.
We've been talking too much about Kingdom Hearts. Let's move on to
All right, that was our game of the day. Or
week.
Week.
So do you have any topics you want to talk about, or
I guess we could start off with really quickly. Just we talk about Earthbound Night.
Mhm.
So we're a week away from it. How do you want to? I guess. Do you want to do a stream on Friday instead? Because I won't. On Saturdays there's not going to be a stream because I'm going to a concert that night.
Wait, on Saturday there's not gonna be a stream?
Correct.
I keep forgetting.
Earthbound Night is on a Sunday.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that. Yeah, I'll see if I'm open that.
So we could possibly do it on Friday. We'll have podcast Friday instead of podcast Sunday.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. But yeah, so Earthbound Night's coming up. I've been trying to go over what I want to do specifically for when I want to have a break. I know there's going to be 2. I'm just trying to figure out when the most opportune time to do that is. Have you
Party member?
you've beaten Earthbound, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a good one. I think
I was thinking after the 3rd and 6th Soundstones.
that might be good. I was also gonna say 1 might be good after Jeff joins your party, because that's like pretty far into the game, right? Just about.
I mean, it's not that much further from getting the 3rd Soundstone.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm in agreement with that. Agreeance. Yeah, I don't know good divisions. I think honestly, maybe Buster might be a good person to ask because he speedruns that game.
Right. Well, he only speedrunned it up to the 10th.
Yeah, the 10. Okay, never mind about that. I don't know anyone else who speedruns that.
And he also says Titanic Ant is really hard to fight at level 8, even though I specifically remember easily destroying Titanic Ant at level 6 or 7.
Well,
So
we'll have to see. You guys will have to plug in on Sunday and see how Carl does on that.
So average time for Earthbound Night, I believe, on howlongtobeat.com is
8. Sorry.
I think it's 15.
15.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, hopefully your know how to, and like the fact that this is like your
Oh, I'm sorry,
Six-
28.
What?
That seems awfully long, doesn't it?
I don't remember it being that long.
I don't either. I think that's an incorrect
Well,
time.
Let's hope it's not.
The speed run that's listed on here, which is not the same one as probably the world record, is just shy of 5 hours.
I think you'll be able to get through the game fine. The only problem is the length is very variable, I guess.
Yeah.
But this is like your 6th time or something, so playing through it, right?
I know more than enough. There will not be a moment where I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing? Easily.
So, well, you guys can see if Carl's holding true to that statement on Sunday. Speaking of that, I do have a commercial in plan. I thought it out a little. I just need to think of the way I'm gonna do it, but I'll have one for you at least.
Yeah. I've got.
All right, so that's Earthbound Night. Hope
Okay.
you guys can come.
Yeah.
I'll try to be there.
I won't spoil too much more, but yeah, be there. It'll be great. I'll have fun. You'll have fun. We'll all have fun. Maybe Kale will be there too.
All right. With that being said, let's move on to our topics. Carl, do you have any topics, or should we just do the podcast topics?
I grabbed a couple of the podcast topics, and I just kind of made up a couple topics of my own. So let's talk about Blues Brothers 2000 and how great of a movie it is.
So, the train simulator stream. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
It's because you know that I'm gonna prove you wrong and tell you that's a good movie.
Okay. I don't think anyone else wants to hear this though, Carl. They're only gonna say yes because it brings me dismay. Like you know what? Go complain to Chris about it.
Sup,
'Cause I
Rude? How
don't
are you
like the
doing
movie,
today?
but I think he hates the movie.
Chris hates a lot of things. Okay, don't believe in Chris. Chris is.
Believe in the power that's within. Okay, so let's actually talk about the podcast topics. 'Cause Wait, but by the way, Woot was here. I don't know if you just said hi to him, but he was here at the start.
Well, he didn't show up in my list.
Well, he was the first one to say something too. He was like,
He was not, was he?
yeah, he said, he just said, Mihoy Manoy.
Oh, I thought that was somebody else. Oh.
No, that was Woot.
Well, he left
That
at
was-
some point, so. Yeah.
Okay, podcast topics. Let's get back on topic here.
We were talking about Xbox games,
Yeah.
and what good games there are for Xbox besides Halo.
You know what's funny? I did not think about the topic while I want to say I don't know. How about you start off?
Well,
'Cause-
let me look through. There's Xbox. There it is. Okay, so I have currently 37 Xbox games in my arsenal at the moment. When this decides to load, so I can look at all of them.
I already talked about Halo being good. That's a good easy option.
Backlogger, what are you doing? Please load. We're right there.
Yeah, my library was not that big. Oh, Simpsons Hit and Run is a pretty good game to get.
but
That's on other consoles.
yeah,
too.
I wouldn't count that.
Oh, so you want exclusives?
Yeah.
Grabbed by the Ghoulies.
Is that any good? Like, I've never played it, but I know it's like on the rarer collection or something like that.
I get mixed responses, but I think for the most part, people think it's good. I didn't really play it though. I don't know if it's aged well either.
See, a game that I always like to play as much as I can is Fusion Frenzy. I think that game always is a blast.
Oh man, you know what? I never owned that, but I remember playing it at my cousin's. That's the one where it's like a bunch of mini games and you kind of like.
It's kind of like Mario Party, but for Xbox, and without having like the Master Chief as a playable character, or any other Xbox, so to say.
You know what I had instead of that? I had the freaky Namco one. You remember that?
I don't.
There's one where there's Pac-Man and then there's like shoot.
Wait, Dolly, you drew the Palm Tree Mario? Oh.
Gotta source your site.
Yeah, no kidding. I just had it saved somewhere, and I was like, oh, that's a good picture. I'm gonna put it up.
That's a good picture.
I didn't realize that was yours.
I just put up Palm Tree Mario here. We didn't even talk about Mario today.
No, we didn't.
Except Mario Party, but that in passing. Yeah, there's this weird Namco one. I think it's called Namco Party Fever. Let me look it up real quick. Namco Party Fever.
Wait, I might have that actually.
Pac-Man Fever.
Oh no, I don't have that then.
It had freaking Astaroth as a playable character, and then I think the Ridge Racer girl.
The Ridge Racer girl.
Yeah, I don't think she has a name. I don't know. Oh, Reiko. And then it has Heihachi from Tekken. It's the weirdest cast of characters for a party game, I think, around. Here's the picture. You could post it on. Like, look at that. You know, the iconic Namco characters.
Alright, hold on here.
It's just a weird collection of characters to pick.
Like,
why? Trust me, Astaroth's a cool guy and all.
Trust him,
But
just
why
don't.
Astaroth? Out of anyone from Soul Calibur.
I don't know.
See, look at it.
It looks fun.
It's guess what? It's not. It's
Well,
not
you
fun.
were experimenting with getting Dolphin working. That's our next game.
Can we do Disney Party then too? Because I actually own that one.
What else we got? Did
Oh
you
yeah,
ever play?
Pac-Man Party is actually a Wii game too. Sorry.
Did you ever play Project Gotham?
Project Gotham. No.
It was literally a game about just drifting, but it had nothing to do with like the
Batman.
the Fast and the Furious scene whatsoever.
Oh.
It was like this combination of like, hey, let's make Need for Speed in Project Gotham, except we'll take out the cops and we'll take out, or I'm sorry, Need for Speed in the Fast and the Furious, and we'll take out the cops and we'll take out the Fast and the Furious scene, like of the people all meeting up with their crazy looking cars. It was like Ferraris and stuff.
Is it good?
It's okay. It's definitely not something that I could see myself streaming for the enjoyment of the masses. But it's something that like I like to pull out every now and then and play. It got really hard though. I do remember that. There was a couple races on there that were. It's not all drifting. There's like actual racing to it too. But one of the races I remember was a timed like literally you go around a corner, and it was like you had 17 seconds to make it from point A to point B. And I remember spending probably an hour trying to figure out how to shave 1 second off.
Is it basically like perfecting your drift?
More or less, but like there was sometimes where I kind of learned that like drifting also isn't the best option. As opposed to like slowing down and making a tidy curve. They
Did you do it?
No, it was that bad. I was reading something about the Top Gear test track and when the Stig set laps, and he said that the slow laps are actually the faster ones, like the ones that he just goes around it as neatly as possible. Those are the ones that post the best times. So that's where I kind of got that like. That's where I would end up getting like the second off versus where I try to drift around the corner, so to say, and then I'd be like 2 or 3 seconds off. Like,
yeah, it's hard for me to say anything in regards to like what's the better way to do it.
Yeah,
but
it's one of those things where it's like you had to be there to watch it and be like, all
I'm just
right.
curious if you found a video on someone beating that.
I'm sure there always is.
Like
But,
if I can't do a challenge, I just look someone up doing it, and I was like, I can't do that. You know?
well, it's nice that some of those racing challenges are like you can look them up and be like, okay, that he's taking the turn basically.
Yeah.
Woot's
asking about.
I would
Woot's
say
asking about Sonic Shuffle, but that's a Dreamcast game.
that is a Dreamcast game. I would play that, but I don't own it.
It's not good. I owned it for a bit.
I am tired of listening to Katamari music. I'm going to change this. So you've obviously played Gran Turismo.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever play Forza?
Not as much as you I played Forza, but on the 360.
So that would be like 3 and 4.
I think it was 4.
I
Yeah, but I didn't play much Forza, honestly.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I grew up with Gran Turismo. I didn't really have an Xbox until. Well, I didn't even know Forza existed until Forza 4, really.
I think mine came free with my Xbox.
Horizons came free with mine. I never played it though. But I did play a little bit of Forza 3. It's all right. It's definitely different than Gran Turismo, but
I don't think I have a preference. But I guess if I had to pick between the two, I still would say Gran Turismo.
yeah, I would agree with that. The only thing is that Gran Turismo Sport, I'm really disappointed in the lack of cars. I liked having the ability to race the Mazda de Mayo minivan.
Oh, and the fact that Gran Turismo 3, I think that had Snoop Dogg on it. I don't remember which song it was, but I remember Snoop Dogg's on there.
It's such a random thing. I remember Gran Turismo 3 having Snoop Dogg.
Well, why wouldn't you? He's the mother something DOG.
I don't think that song made it to end of the cut.
Da, 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 da. Let's keep going.
Do I need to go find some Thug Life classes to go put on Colin Mockery?
No, that's something he would wear during the prop scene, and he would be like, "I'm a Canadian rapper, yo. I have a chance." But yeah, honestly, my only hesitation about talking about Xbox games, my library was really small, like probably 4 games.
I don't really have that many more games as well, and like some of the games that I know for, like Blinks the Time Sweeper, I know for sure is an Xbox exclusive. I've tried playing that game a couple times. I could never get into it, but I know there are some people out there that have said that game's all right. The premise is that like you're this cat in this cat world, and he goes.
You're on an island at the start. I know that.
And he goes back and forth in time and basically fixes up time, and you get to collect like little time token things throughout each level that you go to that like apply yourself into using forward and backward momentum. Like there's a super speed one, there's like a slow down one, there's like a record yourself, and it's almost like a VCR actually. The concept I thought was really good, but I just, once again, I could never get into it. I mean, the game did well enough where they made a second one too, so.
I don't think the second one was any better. Or better. I heard that it was worse.
Yeah.
You know what? That brings up an interesting topic, though. There's definitely mechanics from old games that could probably work now, given we've advanced in technology. Like, I think stuff like recording yourself and then having it play again. That's basically Super Time Force. There's a game.
Oh yeah, I mean things are definitely now that better graphics are what really save that kind of stuff too. I think people who say it's not about the graphics, it's about everything really. But yeah, I think these days you can definitely make a better game with a lot of stuff you do, with a lot of the mechanics that are now available.
Yeah.
Plus,
so
there's also
an open world game.
There's also a lot of example to be made too.
Hey, so between the 37 games, then which one would you most highly recommend? Would you say Halo still?
Aside from Halo 2, Fusion Frenzy would be up there. Maybe Project Gotham. I really do actually like that game. I kind of want to play that now, oddly enough. But yeah, most of the stuff on Xbox I didn't really think was either cross-platform or just wasn't that great. Like, there's a couple other games out there that are well known. I think like Dr. Muto or whatever. I think technically the Oddworld games had Xbox original exclusivity, so I guess you could technically consider those. But nowadays that would be a moot point.
So here, let me throw down the 4 games that I had, and between the 4, which one I would recommend. Because I don't think I actually own Halo anymore. So I had Hit and Run, right? But we said that one isn't exclusive enough.
Yeah, because I own that one on PlayStation.
I had this demo disc for Clone Wars and Tetris together.
See, I think those are both cross-platform. Destroy
And
All
then-
Humans was for a while, I think, an Xbox exclusive.
I think that was PS2 too.
Was it? Maybe you're right.
I don't know. Or maybe I'm thinking of Alien Hominid. Shoot, well, actually, it might have been Halo. I don't have the time to check, but
I have a couple other games that I know for sure are not worthy of being. You must
and
buy
then
this
the
right
last
now.
one, which is what I'm gonna recommend, is Dance Dance Revolution. There you go.
That's. See, there's a couple other ones on here that I know for sure that are like, all right, these are not okay, but I might as well talk about them. Brute Force was a game that I believe used part of the Halo engine. It did have some decent teamwork and cooperative with it. The problem was that it was boring beyond belief. You basically are this elite squad of supernatural people that had different abilities, like being able to charge into people. One was a sniper, one was like had giant machine guns and stuff like that. And like the concept, like everything was in place to be cool. It just was not fun. And the game, unfortunately, did not age anywhere well enough to be worth it anymore these days. But I'd look it up. The trailer for it was pretty alright.
You know what? Jet Set Radio Future. That's what I would say. The only thing is I didn't own it.
I have Jet Set Radio Future. I've never played it, though.
Because I played a little more of Jet Set Radio on the Dreamcast.
See, I wasn't sure if that was an Xbox exclusive.
Oh, Jet Set Radio Future?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I totally forgot about that too. And what sucks is I don't think it's ported anywhere else. I don't think you'd even play it on. I don't think you play it on Steam. You can play. You can play Jet Set Radio on Steam now. Though, I think.
Yeah.
In fact, it was free for a bit.
The only other game I have in my library that would be Xbox exclusive for sure, that is worth mentioning as worthy of being on Trash Tuesday, is a game called Sneakers.
Sneakers.
Yes. Is a game.
Sneakers.
Sneakers.
That sounds.
Hold on. Let me pull up.
A video.
Let me just pull up the box art. And you'll be like, oh, okay.
Oh. Man, Stuart Little. What the heck?
See Colin Mockery on the right there is like, oh, what is this?
This game has a 2 out of 10. Dude, why didn't you think of this before? This would be great, Trash Tuesday. I want to be like, what the heck is Sneakers? Then they look at the box art. Oh my gosh.
Okay, guys. Nobody is allowed to look up gameplay of Sneakers. Do not look this up. I will inform you on what this game is.
Is this a parkour game?
No, you're not allowed to look it up anymore. You'll be thoroughly disappointed.
Don't tell me it's a stealth game.
No. Don't.
Is
look
it like a
don't-
shoot game?
Don't look
I'm
up
not
any.
looking it up. I'm just guessing because I'm trying to think. Because Sneakers makes me think stealth action, but
You'll be.
might be a puzzle game. I don't know.
You'll be.
You know what? I'm thinking between stealth and puzzle. That's what I'm sticking with. And then your goal is to like kick other rats in the butt. That's my guess. Just from the box art alone. I see like this rat getting beat up by a mouse. And it's like, man, I didn't know there was speciesism going on.
So yeah, those are the Xbox games that I would and would not recommend. It's not much.
Even the plug sockets looked horrifying. Man,
Xbox 360, I felt like had a lot more exclusives to talk about.
definitely, and had some fantastic garbage indie games to look at.
But that we'll save that for another day.
Yeah. Next time I'd want to talk about, like, if you had to make a top 5 of your favorite PS2 games, what would they be?
Oh, that. Next time on the podcast. So, anyways, let's talk about Blues Brothers 2000.
So Brian did some art. Well, we'll show that at the end, Brian. What else did you have on there? Did you put the burger on there?
So, Blues Brothers 2000 is the critically acclaimed sequel that was great in every single way possible, and definitely saved the series.
Hey Carl, if you keep talking about it, I'm gonna look it up and tell everyone what it is. What Sneakers is. So you better shut your darn mouth and save it for Chris.
Okay, I'll just talk about one more thing.
Okay.
Watch the first one, then watch the second one, and everybody make your own opinion. All right? That's all I'm going to say. Now then. So my parents got back a week ago from Disney World. Obviously we had to cut the podcast off last Sunday because
Airplane.
So I left for the airport thinking that I wasn't going to make it on time. Then I made it on time.
Alright, you told me about this.
And like I had like a minute to spare, and then the plane, was at the gate already. I didn't get a call for another like 20 minutes from them. They're like, "All right, we're now leaving the plane." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I promise this. I have a topic. I'm gonna go into this here. So I wait another 20 minutes, and then finally they're like, "All right, we're ready." And let me tell you, if you've never driven an airport, it sucks. I don't recommend it.
You know what I learned? Sorry, I'm gonna cut you off a little, but something I learned: wait for them to tell them that they've landed, like for sure, and got out of the thing. Because I went, and my dad said, "Yeah, the time of arrival is 2:30." So I went before 2:30, and he was like, "Well, I'm still doing the processing."
Well,
The
nice thing is that they have the satellite parking stuff.
Not not where I was at. I had to go.
What, LAX doesn't have satellite
there?
parking? One of the biggest airports in the United States.
No, mine. I didn't go to the LAX.
I didn't even go to the big one here. I went to the smaller one.
Well, that's how it be. Back to you, boss.
Not to say that I actually went to the satellite parking. I waited at Burger King.
Is it? Oh, so you're gonna talk about sneaking?
Well, no, actually,
Oh,
I was.
You're talking about this burger I posted?
But
What's the topic?
So, anyways, yeah. So I went and picked them up at the airport and everything. So they come home, and I guess at Disney World they're doing like Halloween stuff, or they're giving out candy and whatnot. They must have brought home probably 15 to 20 pounds of candy. Like just a solid thick bag of just candy. But though here's the killer. It all melted.
Oh.
I've never had so many deformed Twix bars and Milky Way bars and other assorted chocolate bars in my entire life.
Now let me tell you, I live in California and that just happens.
I hate melted chocolate. Ah.
Yeah, because it doesn't. The form is gone, and so is your hope.
Like no, it's just.
Well, was that the topic?
Well, I mean, we can now talk about candy because everybody likes us talking about food, and since it is Halloween.
Yeah, you asked a while ago though. What's your favorite Halloween thing to get that isn't just normal candy?
Oh, I did.
I said Warheads on that.
Yeah.
Do you remember Warheads?
I know of them. They're like some fruity candy, I think.
They're sour candy.
See, I don't like
The
sour
idea
candy.
is your face explodes at the sourness. And I mean, the reason why I like them is because I remember my aunt was like, "Hey, what's that? And like, oh, it's Warheads. It's sour. It's like, I can eat it. And then she was like, oh! She couldn't take it. Oh, and my mom tried it too, and she couldn't take it either. Well, what about you? What's your favorite candy again?
I generally am always one for chocolate, so I don't really have like a go-to. I do like the cookies and cream bar a lot. But it's kind of on my mood. Sometimes I'll be like, I want a Reese's. You know, I'll get some Reese's. Sometimes I'll be like, I want some Twix. Sometimes I want some Milky Way. Sometimes I want some Three Musketeers. And if anybody ever buys me a Snickers bar, I'm going to destroy it upon receiving it. Do not buy me Snickers bars. I'm anti-Snickers. Do not buy me that crap. If you want to buy me something that is close to a Snickers bar that I will appreciate, buy me a Milky Way.
I can't eat any of those. Most of those.
Oh, because
I'm allergic to nuts.
well, you could eat Milky Way.
Yeah. And Three Musketeers.
Three Musketeers.
Besides that, you said Reese's, and then you said Snickers. I can't eat either of those. And
Snickers
those are like
doesn't
the
have
big
peanut.
ones.
Oh yeah, it does. Never mind. You're right.
Oh, I thought you said Reese's doesn't have peanuts. I was like, what? What the heck? Dude, you know, as a kid, one of the worst things that happened was I accidentally mixed the Reese's Pieces, what do you call it, cereal with Cocoa Puffs. Now, it's not hard to distinguish when I'm older. When I'm young, it's like, oh my gosh.
Is there really any
I don't have...
peanut in there though? Honestly, because I've read a lot that it's more just like sugar than anything.
It's not good to risk it. That is the bottom line, really. And it smells like peanut to me too. I haven't had it in a while, obviously.
I do like just a generic Hershey bar too, and oddly enough, I would take a Hershey bar over any gourmet chocolate, like over Dove or over like Ghirardelli or whatever.
Oh, I love Ghirardelli. the one with like the jam in it, and then I like the
like these snobby chocolate connoisseurs are like, ooh, I like Ghirardelli chocolate or Dove chocolate or some, chocolate made in the outskirts of Italy or something or whatever, and it's like,
well, Ghirardelli, isn't that made? That's made in San Bernardino, I thought. Not San Bernardino, San Francisco. Ghirardelli or the other one? So it's either the square ones or the round ones. Oh, Lind. No, it's Ghirardelli. There's a factory in San Francisco, I think.
Yeah, and I like Pennsylvania's. It's the only thing I like from Pennsylvania. Hershey's
San
chocolate.
Francisco? Oh. I remember we have a magnet because I think my parents went to the Hershey's World.
Oh, Hershey
way
Land?
back when. Yeah. Where they have the mascots' faces on the chocolates.
Yeah.
And then Willy Wonka comes in and was like, Oompa Loompa.
See, I don't care for Lindor either. I just don't like gourmet chocolate. Like it doesn't.
I don't really consider them gourmet chocolate if they're kind of easy access. Like you can get like a big set for like $3. And you go.
Oh God, that sounded. Don't ever do that again.
Sound like a jockey. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not very particular about my chocolates. I used to be able to handle darker chocolates, but ever since I stopped really drinking coffee, I can't really eat them as easily as I used to.
Because you took out a lot of your bitterness in your taste.
Yeah. Which is kind of unfortunate. So like whenever it's like, what kind of chocolate? Milk. It is.
You see, bitter to me has always been a bad thing. I can never eat bitter stuff. That's why I also don't like bitter stuff.
So, we have a game where we ask everyone a question, and then everyone's supposed to guess who wrote what answer, right? So one of the questions is, if you had to remove one of the, is it 5 or 6 tastes, like umami, savory, salty, which one would you remove? Everyone put in bitter.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's useless to me.
Like I like I'm fine with bitter, but not as much as I used to. Is I think what I'm getting down to. But like I can't handle too sweet. No, I can't handle too sweet. What am I talking about? Never mind about that.
Too sweet is just like I get the chills for a second. It's like I eat it. I'm like,
White
oh,
chocolate is
oh.
expensive
It's the
and unhealthy, and not actually chocolate.
the sugar rush.
Man, everyone sure loves the trust us, just don't. I forgot that we actually put that down there.
Yeah, we
That's
did.
why I was like, we can't steal it. And I was like, well, we actually just did steal it.
Well, I mean, it's you're stealing it from me, so
Hey, you wrote it down there.
yeah. So I don't care.
I didn't.
Besides, me and Troy
Wow.
left that a long time ago, so it's okay.
That's the that's the old Troy and Carl. This is new Troy.
That's not even Troy.
By the way, none of us trust each other at all. Even it's don't trust any of us. Don't. That's the Troy and Carl quote. Sweet tooth can't handle. Yeah, I can't even. Sometimes it just hurts to eat sweet things, and I imagine that might be a problem for you coming up.
You know, it's weird because like I have been sort of just eating chocolate like a rebel. I find it. You know what really hurts me is if I drink cold stuff. Like a cold
Oh yeah,
glass,
definitely.
a cold glass of water will do more pain to myself than any chocolate.
When I had my cavities cleaned, drilling didn't hurt. The cold water to make sure nothing's in there, that hurt
Yeah.
because it's touching your like sensitive nerves.
Yeah. I've actually was just informed that there is cold sensitive toothpaste out there.
Ooh, that sounds pretty useful.
Yeah, I would have loved to have known that for quite a while now. But so be it.
So that was our sweets discussion. What else you got on the docket?
People wanted me to talk about Kea for a little bit. I don't really know what much to talk about. She sleeps all day and she's a dog, and that's Kea. I've upped her onto 3 walks now a day. I wake up, I take her on a walk. I usually take her on a walk before I stream, and I take her on a walk after I stream. So
I'm gonna add to our docket, like not docket, like but our flow. What's Kaya been up to?
Oh God. Does that mean I'm gonna have
It'll
to
happen
put?
right between.
I'll need a picture every time we stream of her.
I mean, everyone can just spam the 2 emotes now.
You know, it's weird, like the drills and stuff, because they did plenty of drilling on my tooth. That didn't bother me, surprisingly. I thought it would, but it did not.
But I think definitely the fear is what gets to you.
You know what?
Like, oh boy.
You know what really gets to me is because I have a really, really sensitive gag reflex. I was really nervous when they were like, "Make sure you don't swallow the stuff that falls in. It shouldn't fall
Oh
in."
yeah,
but
definitely.
but I was just sitting there. I'm like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!"
Because
oh
you
my
got
God,
the
oh my
thing
God."
that sucks, right?
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I saw it too. I think what they do. No, they don't do anything. They're just like, well, you ate some tooth.
Yeah.
As long as not too much goes in, is the.
I'm assuming it's
Big-
kind of like the same thing as toothpaste. As long as you don't just like eat a whole gob of it, you're gonna be okay. Like a little here
Yeah,
and there.
the big difference is, shards are not good for the, digestive system.
Yeah, but with what we eat as humans today, I kind of feel like
Oh, I misheard that. What we eat as humans today.
yeah, like it's just
Go
kind
on.
of like whatever. A little bit of this, a little bit of that's not gonna kill you.
One of my favorite jokes is, so someone's eating glass, and you ask them, "How's that taste?" And then they say, "Tastes like blood." I think I mistold that, but you get it.
Well, so when they did the numbing shot for me, I'm naturally I'm just naturally nervous. Like I have a natural shake and everything, so the more you tell me to relax, the more unrelaxed I become.
Hmm.
So
You know, the it's funny that dentists and doctors really do needles differently. So doctors are like, it's in, and then dentists are
it's more of a poke than anything.
like they do it slow. Dentists, I understand why too. It's because the actually I don't understand why, but I guess it's because the tissue is different.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, man, I don't even remember my tissues anywhere. It's definitely not. Maybe it's simple squamous. I don't know. Well, how to serve humans? Ask the White Glove Society. There we go. What else we got on the docket?
Well, we talked about KO. There's not much else to say about her. How about the lottery? There's a 1.6 billion winner. Or
Okay, so
winning
what would
ticket.
you do with it? I think I'm gonna guess that we would both do the same thing. One, don't tell anyone.
Yep, probably.
Two, stash it.
Well,
Well, pay off everything that's important. Like you would pay off college.
see, here's the thing about the lottery and how it works. You have to make this decision. There's two ways to accept the lottery. Number one, you can accept the full amount, which they give it to you in paychecks.
Mm-hmm.
Which is slow, but it kind of restricts you from spending it. Number two is you can take all of it right away, but you have to take a penalty. I think it's like either you get a third or half of it, which is fine.
Yeah. I could live the rest of my days.
And they said that I read a lot of people who said that you should take the immediate amount of cash. Like, don't wait, especially like our state of Illinois with how bad it kind of is. We never know when all the budget's just gonna freeze, and the last thing you need is, oh, I just bought this new Ferrari. Oh no, the budget froze. Oh no.
Well, here's another thing I would add. I would never buy an expensive car or like a new house, because that's how most people blow their money. They just buy a big thing and they don't realize, how expensive it is afterwards. They just see the upfront price.
It's not so much just buying the one; it's buying too many. Like, I wouldn't necessarily buy like I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big fan of mansions at all. Like, I don't like seeing all that big, giant, empty, open space of a mansion. I also think
What a mansion!
I also think a lot of that designer stuff is kind of a waste of money in a sense. How I would do it is I would probably buy more so of a piece of land and then just have somebody build a house. And I'm more for like wanting to live in an office than I am.
I know what you're building. You're building your underground bunker.
I wouldn't say it's
With no windows.
Yeah, no windows.
That's what I'm talking about.
But I don't think I would necessarily buy like a Lamborghini or something. I might buy a Lamborghini, I suppose, but like I wouldn't buy a multitude of Lamborghinis. The idea is that you buy one car, you abuse it, you sell it, and you buy a new one. That way you get a little bit of money back, and you're kind of using what you have. Kind of, I would say almost think of it as like a minimalist kind of way to look at that.
Minimalism, this is an off-topic thing, but minimalism is only really, you could only see that in rich people's houses because, with us, it's like we don't have the money to afford, we feel inclined to just keep most of what we have, while people who are rich, they don't really do that, and that's why their houses look so nice because it's all minimalistic and they don't really keep anything.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I thought when I first understood how minimalism works, it's basically, for the people that don't fully understand it, it's to put a number onto it. How they look at it is that you have 90 days to use something, and if you don't use it within that time frame, you get rid of it. You don't need it. And it puts a perspective of a lot of people, because like my house here, I'm more of a hoarder than I am a minimalist. Like, I'd rather have the options than nothing at all.
I still attribute it to wealth gives you the ability to even do that.
But I mean, I don't know. Like with if I had wealth, I suppose like that, like I would probably be going on a pretty awesome game buying spree of sorts. Like because that's
What I'm saying is people who live the minimalistic lifestyle typically have the ability to do so through.
But it seems
mean-
weird because then they buy, like $15 or $20 million mansions, and it's like, why? If you're just gonna have nothing in it.
Well, I mean, my sister and I watched this like Korean life show, and most of them are pretty well off, and their houses are pretty clean because I don't know. I think to them it's visually pleasing because you have all this space, and I don't know. Lets you have parties, I guess.
See,
It's a weird topic. I'm sorry for getting into.
well, that's the other thing I think that makes me different from a lot of people is that I'm not a party person, so my house would not be a let's have a party in here kind of place.
Party people.
Even if I won 1.6, let's for the sake of it, because you're gonna be losing some of that. Let's just say $1 billion. Just to kind of round it off. I would still build a pretty kick butt or have a kick butt house built, but I would not have parties and parties and parties. I don't know. We've gone down this road before. I'm not a party person.
Well, even if it was like, I think Carl would feel like, oh man, I only know these people by their online persona. Really, see them in real life? That's weird. Like I know you said you'd be cool with it if you could like do a hexacon, right?
Hexacon, yeah.
Having a party, that'd be weird for you, I think.
Yeah, I agree. If anything, it'd be more of like, hey, I'm flying you all
Get out of
out.
my room.
Let's
Get out of my house.
let's rent, the Hyatt over on, some road.
Order the Budokan. Rent out the Budokan.
And it's gonna be great.
So
I think
so
my
you
I
have
think
the cool house.
my second
Would you
thing.
buy higher tier instruments?
Maybe the instruments that a lot of the instruments that I have,
They range 1,000+ ish.
like my
Or-
tuba, I'm not gonna really have a necessarily a better one. It's more of like I'd buy more stuff.
Right.
The trombones that I have, there's 2 trombones that I would like to have at this point that are completely unnecessary in a sense that like I just would not need them, other than just for the heck of having them. They're not gonna like expand my musical sound.
Mm-hmm.
The guitars, there's a couple guitars that I like just to have different sounds on as well. But again, most of the guitars that I bought, I went into buying a guitar specifically with the intent of finding a sound that kind of goes across everything to what I need it to be. Same thing with the basses as well.
Can you buy a guitar that's like 6-sided?
I mean 6-sided.
So you know how there's double neck guitars and stuff. Like I want to have like a 6-sided guitar where they're all kind of like freakishly connected to each other.
You mean like
At the
a
bottom.
guitar with 6 necks?
I guess so, but I meant like so it shapes a hexagon.
I mean, you could just put a hexagon, and you could put a neck on a hexagon on a piece of wood that's shaped like a hexagon, if that's what you're saying.
I think I'll have to design what I'm talking about, but like, would you have ridiculous instruments too for the fun of it, or no?
I mean, you probably
Like a-
sure. Like I don't.
Like a 6-neck guitar would be pretty funny.
See,
I
I
even told
don't.
that.
I don't think I would really have that, so to say, but more so like the trombones I was talking about. What they make, obviously there's just your standard trombone. What they make is called the contrabass trombone, which is literally an octave and basically twice the size of a normal trombone. They're
What about a harpeggi? Would you buy that?
harpeggi.
Yeah. Let me send you a picture, because it actually has a pretty cool sound to it.
How do you spell it?
Here, I just sent. Oh, that's a small image. Harp and then EJJI. Sorry I interrupted your trombone discussion. It came to my head and I don't remember what it's called otherwise.
Oh, you like flick the strings or whatever, the spots.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a kalimba, isn't it?
It said the description for it is piano instinct, guitar soul.
Probably not.
All right. Oh, Stevie Wonder played it. There's a picture of him. Look at this. I can't tell if he's happy about
He doesn't
it.
look happy. He's like, what is this? I don't know what this is.
There's a bunch of images him using it though. So. Okay, back to trombone. I apologize.
So yeah, there's stuff like that
contra.
that I would purchase. But as far as crazy instruments, I'm not too. There's not too much left that I would consider I need for my music collection of stuff. If anything, what I'd probably more focus on then at that point is, since I'd have the room, is that I'd probably invest in a brand new drum set. My drum set that I have is good. It's just number one, it's kind of falling apart. The hardware on it is over 10 years old, and the hardware, it'll last, but it doesn't last forever. So there's that. Number two, the wood and the shells and stuff, those do warp over time, especially if they're not really cared for. And unfortunately, my drum set did sit for quite a long time before really getting any sort of care again. There's stuff I can do. And as it sits right now, it's perfectly fine for what I'm doing. I'm not gonna have too much, but like as far as a new sound, I would like a new drum set. Ideally, what I would like for drums is I'd like 2 drum sets. One would be the basic kit. That would be like with really nice shells and stuff, and really nice heads, and basically geared to the sound. That one would actually be the one I would use more so than anything, because it would have the nicer sound, and I'd be looking for the sound that I want it to have. And then the other kit would be like the super kit, which would be like I have 100 drums everywhere, 1,800 bass drums, that kind of stuff, like 1 million cymbals. So, to answer that would be the music collection, ideally.
I just think of that. Shoot, there's a show where they have like this huge drum set and they got to play all of it. Oh, that might be a regular show I'm thinking of. What else would you get though, or do? Like what? I like this. I like Gilbert's idea. Pay Troy to quit his 2 jobs.
See, the what I would do if I had that kind of money is I would build a computer, and I'd send it over to the California area with the name Speed Slasher on it. And I'd be like, now you have no excuse. You're gonna play games with us.
I like the idea that there's. What's funny? Someone tried to subscribe to me while trying to subscribe to another guy named Speed Slasher who also streams apparently.
There's another Speed Slasher?
Yeah, he has a Steins Gate avatar. Not calling him out, it's just kind of funny.
What?
Because they unsubscribed to me afterwards. Not the guy trying to look for the other Speed Slasher. In fact, let me look up Slasher. I'm gonna look at what he plays. Oh, I'm hosting you right now. This might echo. Sorry. Channels. I don't see it here, but yeah, there is another Speed Slasher who came after me though. I guess I have seniority.
He came after
Speed
you?
Slasher 11, I think, which is kind of interesting.
He came after you?
Yeah,
Wait, tell me. Okay, tell me the story here.
his channel was made 2012.
Okay.
And my channel was made, my Speed Slasher channel, 2009. So.
But like,
yeah.
what did he come after you with?
I meant like his user. He made his thing first. Oh gosh. Oh, he played he played League of Legends and Honey Pop. We can't discuss that.
Oh.
Anyway, it'd be funny if he also lived in California. Is the bottom
Oh, yeah.
line.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
And it's like, hey, this is a nice computer labeled to me. What happened to Speed Slasher 2 through 10? I don't know what happened to Carl 1 to 1000.
You mean 1,000?
Well, you gotta say the numbers that you have in the letter.
Well, if that's the case by mathematical standards, then I'm not even sure. The O would be essentially an X in algebra and be a variable. It could mean anything at that point.
You're getting too far into the lore here.
You're complaining?
No, but like you've created a multiverse basically, where the X means anything. What verse are we living in then? What does the X mean in this universe?
I don't know. I guess that's for you to figure it out.
See, you
Yeah.
like my lore is succinct. Like Troy falls out of a window. That's pretty easy. That's an easy pill to swallow. The Gulf War that Luigi served in. That's easy. The fact that there's an infinite number of Carls, and that we might be living in a one. We don't know if we're living in the right Carl 1001 or the one where we thought he was a pro gamer and he's actually not. You know, there's a lot of, you know, multifaceted ends to this new lore piece.
Huh.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Lore that makes too many new questions isn't the best lore, I think.
Says
Well,
the
that's
Lord, man.
debatable.
But yeah,
Okay.
I don't think I have much else that I'd really do with the money.
Right, we're talking about the lottery. I would probably give it to some of it to my family, and then some of it to my friends, my close friends, the ones that I could trust not to tell anyone else that I have the goods. And then I don't know, I just live normally. I would like, that's a cool jacket. I'm just gonna buy it. You know, basically, it's playing like, like Animal Crossing with cheat codes.
Animal Crossing with cheat codes.
Or Animal Crossing where you reset your town and you have all that money. It's like, yeah, I want that shirt. I'm buying it, you know?
Yeah.
Cheat codes enable SV cheats, you know. In the See, everyone's mind blown because of this new lore you dropped. That the O is infinite.
Well, you gotta be
Impossibility.
ready for that, you know?
You gotta be ready. How do I
What's up, Mirage Leonardo? How are you doing today?
cheat slasher?
Cheat slasher.
Hey, I don't cheat. That's one thing I don't do, except in video games sometimes. Oh wait, well that means I cheat. Okay. Well, what's the next topic?
I actually don't really have much else. Do you have any topics?
I asked favorite Pokemon from each gen. I thought that would be just kind of short and succinct.
Let's see.
But there's a lot, right? So we both actually have the same one for Kanto.
Let me see. Charizard, Steelix.
Yeah.
I don't know anything from Gen 3. Not from Gen 4. Oh, you know what is? I like, let me see here. Hold on.
All right, start shaking around pieces of paper.
Oh, yeah.
The next topic.
Let me see here.
ASMR for y'all.
Let's see. I like Infernape from 4.
Oh yeah, that's my friend's favorite Pokemon too.
I don't like Combuskin that much from 3. It's just not my
Blaziken or Combuskin?
or maybe Blaziken, sorry.
Blaziken's pretty popular, but
I don't really care for Torchic. Torchic is okay, but it's like, nah. Generation 3 is like probably my least favorite generation.
Generation 2 is actually my least favorite.
Oh,
I talked to you about that when you're playing.
Get the heck, dude. So now welcome to the please watch this to talk about.
So
Food
you
for the
can have your
2000.
own dirty opinion, but I can't have my own. Come on now.
Hey,
I'm not saying I hate it. I just think it's my least favorite.
hey, you're gonna break Troy's heart.
Hey, just because Corsola's in it doesn't mean that.
You're gonna
I
break
think that.
Troy's heart.
I think that to me. I think what got me is that the fact that I don't think it really stands out on its own. The fact that it had Kanto attached is really cool and all, but I don't know. I feel like that kind of also hampered it a little. Like it didn't make it feel distinguished. Though I think Heart Gold really rectified that by, adding all this other stuff and all these other like visual goodies.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with just nostalgia too. But returning to our topic, Kling Clang is my favorite in Generation 5.
Metal Gear.
I'm trying to think. I do like Aegislash. But I don't know if I would consider that my favorite 6.
Everyone loves it though. You know what I love? There's a lot of art that mixes Aegislash with other Pokemon. So, like, it's a different style sword. It has different, colors and designs on it.
The only thing is,
So-
I really didn't care for Aegislash as a Pokemon itself. Like, I really like the look of Aegislash. I just thought that Aegislash was, like, not that great of a Pokemon.
Oh, you're unfortunately wrong because it was a meta breaker for a long time. I think.
I don't know. I could never, like, properly figure out how to use it.
But yeah, I saw it a lot. I know it got a lot of play. I think it was like one of the most used Pokemon during that era too.
Like, I think between all the Steel Pokemon out there, like, I'd rather take Kling Clang over Aegislash.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, it's a sword, Carl. Come on now. It's so sick. Imagine like Golurk holding it. It was like, grrr, it'd be cool Z move if you grabbed Aegislash. I mean, you can't grab it lore wise because I think that's how people get cursed. But it'd be cool if you grabbed it and you just like started slashing the Pokemon on the other team. That'd be so cool. That'd make my day.
What's wrong with Kling Clang, Woot? I like Kling Clang. Kling Clang's
Well,
interesting because it's only steel, it has so much defense against it. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of different attacks that'll work against it, but like, it's one of those Pokemon
I understand
where
his point in that like, it's not the most visually interesting Pokemon. It's a bunch of gears, which I'm not gonna fault it for that because I like it still design wise. It's kind of cool looking, but I agree that it wouldn't. I don't think it's like typically a person's favorite Pokemon.
well,
is what.
the other thing about Kling Clang that makes him a better steel Pokemon than most of the steel Pokemon out there is that he doesn't have to use Iron Tail, unlike the rest of them. Which as powerful as Iron Tail is, it really gets hurt by that 70%. Whereas Kling Clang can do the same exact power and always hit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would, and he only gets to use it too, since it's his signature move. So that's why I really like Kling Clang a lot. The only problem with Kling Clang is it takes a long time to get him.
So what about Gen 7?
I haven't played Gen 7 enough to really
Right.
answer.
Sorry, my bad.
If I had, I would definitely, but I have not.
If I had to, on my end, if I couldn't say Charizard because it is Charizard, that's a hard answer for me. I might be inclined to say I kind of liked Arcanine, but I never really used it because I had Charizard. Oh boy,
Arcanine, as long as you equip Fire Blast to Arcanine or even Flamethrower, like, it's fine. But other than that, like, Arcanine's just empty. Even Growlithe is kind of empty too, I thought.
But design-wise, I like it. I'm talking design-wise and whether or not I used it. Shoot, I guess I'd say Haunter, kinda.
I like.
Not
Gengar.
well, Gengar.
See, I wish this is where I wish there was a practicality to using under evolved Pokemon.
Oh, I talked about it. Clefairy versus Bliss. Wait, is it Clefairy versus Blissey? Yeah. A lot of people will use Clefairy over Blissey because Eviolite is really useful on that.
What? Wait, hold on. Is it Blissey Chansey's evolution and Clefairy?
Sorry, Chansey. Sorry, I got them confused. I was asking for clarification.
Okay. I'm like,
Chansey and Blissey. So, Chansey has almost the same level as Blissey, but I think at the end of the day, it has more defense and special defense if you give it Eviolite. Now, on the other hand, Blissey can be used, can have a different item equipped. But at the end of the day, I think people will run Chansey a bit more. That's what I'm. I think that's the.
yeah.
Yeah. That's just one of the few. Like Pikachu might be also, but I think there's also Light Ball. So.
Wouldn't that have to be the yellow edition Pikachu? That would only make that or make sense for that, since that Pikachu is different than other Pikachus.
I don't know. But I guess I might say Gengar. I'd have to think about it again. I think I really like Scyther for a long time. Oh, and Machamp. Machamp might be it. It's hard. Johto. What's Billy Hatcher again?
Oh, Togepi?
The Togekiss.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I like using a lot. Gen 3, I'd have to think about it.
Wait, hold on a sec, because that's a complication. And
is Togekiss
it's Generation
in Gen
4.
4?
Yeah.
Shoot,
It's
right.
It's a flag on the field, offsides, 5-yard penalty.
Penalty, 5-yard penalty. I'm gonna skip Gen 2 then for a little. Gen 3 is also a hard answer. Man, I don't know. Wait, did Quagsire come out Gen 2? Or is that wrong?
Yeah, I think.
Did Quagsire? I'm looking. Here's a nice picture. Yeah, Quagsire. Quagsire is my boy.
Wooper is in Gen 2.
Wooper.
Every time I see a Quagsire, I'm always annoyed.
I always loved running the poison build. I would say Wobbuffet, but I mean, I only see that run rarely because I think it annoys people using all that reflect, safeguard, all that nonsense. Oh, you know what? Hold on, I'm looking at this list again. I might say Skarmory.
Skarmory's pretty good.
Yeah, I like Skarmory. I think I like Steel and Fighting types the most, next to Fire. Gen 3, let me look at a list real quick. Gen 4, I might say Toxicroak. Kind of a weird answer, I think, but...
I hate looking at that thing, too.
I hate the thing you like.
I
hate Pokemon.
I hate Generation 3.
Man, what did I like in Generation 3? I'm looking at this list. Oh, Metagross. Duh. Metagross. Yeah.
Metagross is a pretty good choice.
Choice.
my voice is... It's getting to the end of the day.
Yeah, we're almost done. Gen 4 is my favorite. I'm still looking. Because it also has... Dude, I actually really love Magnezone. I don't know if you agree with that. Bidoof used to be my favorite Pokemon.
Isn't that a Gen 3 Pokemon?
No, Gen 4.
Is
Bidoof. Yeah. With Bibarel. You would fight a Bidoof and a Starly. Oh man, Staraptor's good too. Oh man. Oh, and Garchomp? Shoot.
Dude,
Maybe Glysaur.
Isn't Garchomp like banned?
Yeah, maybe. I think so. I think Blaziken is banned too. Yeah, Blaziken is definitely banned.
Because I remember reading a lot about Garchomp, or I think Troy was telling me about Garchomp for a while, that he was just like this completely unfair powerhouse of a Pokemon.
I like Toxicroak just because it, I don't know. I don't know why I could like Toxicroak. Oh, I got the answer. Honchkrow, because it's the big boss Pokemon. Gen 5 Bisharp. I don't even have to think about that one. Gen 6, I might be inclined to say Pangoro. Yeah, I'm gonna go Pangoro. And then 7, probably Beware. Maybe Beware.
I don't even know what Pokemon that is.
Dude, it's a cute little bear thing that hugs things to death and stuff.
Oh,
It kind of slaps all around.
Sounds awful.
And then Guzma's Pokemon, what is it? Wimpod, the evolution of that one, pretty cool. Yeah, between those two. Oh, and Incineroar. So yeah, that's. I didn't say I hate Blues Brothers 2000. I want to clarify that. I just don't like it as much as most people don't like it. Or, yeah, something.
The guy doesn't even want to talk about it, so he clearly hates it.
Well, because it's like you're gonna say, if I say I didn't like the kid, you're gonna say, well, the kid was pretty cool. You know? I think the kids edition was really like the reincarnation of John Belushi.
Actually, I didn't really care about Buster either. He was probably the lower point, but there was a couple okay Buster scenes.
So you know why I actually the thing I like about the movie, since I guess we're gonna talk a little about it in reality, I do like the music. I think the music is pretty good. Do you agree with that?
Considering they had so many more.
Everyone on there.
Yeah. But like, there's a couple scenes in there that are just like, all right, this is pretty amusing. Like, for example, the diner scene where they're at, Bob's Country Kitchen, which is a throwback to the first movie and making it somewhat canon. And you decide. And
then where everyone refuses is like, man, this isn't. You don't even have John Belushi. I'm out of here. You have all these people from the old movie, and then they're like, I'm taking a pass. I don't want to be a main cast in this one. It's kind of funny to me, I guess.
There was plenty of destroying of cars, like the scene where they just had police cars flying over and over and over again. It was great. Come on.
It felt a little mindless compared to the first one to me. Like, sure, the first one was pretty darn mindless, but the fact that the second one was like...
if anything... Here's what I'm going to argue about the first one versus the second one. I'm going to say the first one was more unrealistic than the second one because they had
like Metal Gear.
Like, because they literally had like the whole they had like an army basically in Chicago hunting these guys down. And you're saying of all these army people and whatnot, not to say that Blues Brothers 2000 was any more or less realistic. And
it had the witch. It had the guy becoming a brother by flying into the air.
Okay, here's the counter argument to that. You're throwing the witch, which is a completely different thing, into the Blues Brothers. And if you want to talk about witch-esque like movements, did you see the nun like flying back to her room in the first one? And you're gonna tell me, oh, there's a witch? Okay, this is unacceptable.
In that one. That one's because she's holy. The witch just like, I'm witch.
I mean, I'm not going to go into it because we'll go into some serious arguments about stuff, but I'm still going to lay my case down.
I'm not saying that the fact that you like it is a bad thing. I just think it's surprising. Especially because you live in Chicago. I imagine that everyone in Chicago hated that movie.
See, again, I don't know. I know plenty of people that do not like the movie. It's just that if you're going to throw the argument that it's nothing like the first movie, and I'm going to fight you on that and show you plenty of reasons. Plenty of reasons why. Or if you're gonna tell me that it's the first one's way better because of all of the way better things, and I'm gonna argue the point that like there's all these things from the second one that they basically.
Here's my argument. Here's what I think. I don't think as a standalone movie, it's great. That's all I'm thinking.
I would agree with that.
I'm not really comparing it to the first one either. Well, actually, I do compare it a lot because it's hard not to. But even looking at it from a standalone point, especially the ending, I hated the ending.
But I don't think you can. I don't think you can. You can't watch that movie without watching the first one. That's like
impossible.
It's really impossible. You will not have a good time. like
I think so. The praises I will give it to it, and then you could finish off with your ending statement. I like the music, and I think the intro sets a nice tone. The fact that he's like just whistling and going through the prison.
I think it did more justice than people give it credit. I mean, it's better than what the Ghostbusters did, that's for sure. Yeah,
Which
I
one
said
with
the,
Ghostbusters 2?
well, the fact that they didn't even have that they went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth with the Ghostbusters 3 and then never did it. But to be fair, I will say that the Ghostbusters game is more or less the third movie.
Corefish? Oh, I haven't been reading these other people's responses. Is it Corefish with a K?
No, it's with a C. I do like Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, okay. I always felt it was with a K. I mean, these people's Lucario, yeah, I saw that. Superior. Superior is pretty good. I like it. There's not a lot of. There is a couple snake. Actually, can you make a snake team? I think so. That'd be cool.
They were. I was reading something about the. So obviously the Ferrari from Ferris Bueller's Day Off is one of the
Oh,
most expensive Ferraris you could possibly buy. I think it's at like or no, I think the last one sold for like 6 or 7 million. Funny enough, the racing version of that car, from more or less the same year, is like $20 to $30 million these days. Talking about specifically if you had $1 billion, what would you spend it on? And what not to spend it on? That would be a car not to spend your money on.
mm-hmm. Oh shoot! A little back to Pokemon. Which gen is Haxorus from again? I think it's Gen 5. Never mind. I answered my own question.
Haxorus?
Because that I think Gen 5. It's not my favorite gen. I know not a lot of people like it,
It is Gen 5.
but I have so many favorite Pokemon from there.
I
Like,
like Gen 5 a lot.
Ranunculus. I think my sister said she didn't like it because it looks weird to her. That was someone else. I even like Garbodor. It's kind of funny to look at. It's like, oh, help me. Yeah, I think Gen 5 has a lot of solid Pokemon, and I think I forget why people don't like. I think it's just maybe I don't know. I can't explain why people don't like a thing. As you know, because when people say, "Oh man, the Pokemon are so uninspired," like look at Garbodor, I always think, didn't Gen 1 have a Pokemon that just a Pokeball flipped over? And then I think like Jinx, like I don't know anyone who's like, man, Jinx is my favorite Pokemon, and all that stuff. Yeah, that's my Gen 5 rant. Now back to Blues Brother. No. What do you think about these other people's answers here? I'm looking at them. Mimikyu is always a solid choice, I think.
See, the problem with some of these answers for me specifically is that I'm not the best when it comes to knowing Pokemon after Generation 2. Like, I could probably do a pretty solid job if you told me to list every single Pokemon from Generation 1 and 2. More so with 1 than 2, but after 2, like, going into 3, like, my knowledge of that just plummets.
It's hard to remember 7. So, memory works like this. Your short term, well, you can only really remember 7 units of memory, right? So,
Except for
like,
pi.
so say you want to remember someone's number, it's better to bulk it because otherwise you won't remember it.
Right.
But with that being said, when you're exposed to like 100 at a time, like inputting that into your short term and then keeping it in your long term is really difficult.
Yeah.
I think. I think I remember most of Gen 4's because that's my favorite gen though. But I don't know if I could list all the Gen 2. I could probably list all the Gen 1.
Yeah, I could probably do that. That'd be a contest we should do one day. Who can
And you have to wrap it.
who can write down
Pikachu,
every
Pikachu,
single
Pikachu,
Pokemon the
Pikachu,
fastest?
Pikachu, 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 Pikachu. There's a quiz online thing where like so you're timed and then you have to like type in as many Pokemon or stuff as you remember. Maybe someday. I don't know. I'm not in the mood for it right now.
Yeah, no, it's another day.
Yeah, Sporkle, I think is what it's called. Uh, what else are we looking at here? The other topics? I think there's just a couple left here.
I don't have any other topics myself, so.
Did you look at that? Did you look at that thing that Dolly posted?
I have.
How are you talking about fries and how you don't like the fact that they're not in a box? But
Oh God,
get
no! Oh, what is? Hold on.
yeah, everyone needs to see it.
Oops, I don't want to paste. What did I just paste?
Oh, hello, welcome. Hey, Hat. I'm just gonna call you Hat.
Hat? His name is clearly
it's
Hate.
Yeah.
And
but
how
I'm gonna
are you
call him
doing
Hat.
today?
Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the podcast.
I'm sorry.
Welcome to the Fry Zone.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to do this really quickly.
I'm gonna have to cry real quickly. You got it all over the mic equipment and the Audible book we were gonna read.
Oh God, I got it all over the stuff. Oh,
The supplies. Man, man, how are you gonna clean the vomit out of the keyboard? That sounds like a disaster. What about that? What about the other two things I posted in there, or the thing I posted and then the other thing Dolly posted? I think that pickle pizza I could probably eat.
I would not
It doesn't
touch
look
that
too
pickle
bad.
pizza. Absolutely not.
Because I get what they're doing there with the ranch. But yeah, I agree. Otherwise, if you handed that to me, I'd be like, dude, what did that pizza do to you? But okay, can you at least share that burger? Because like, what is?
Well, okay. Well, let me show both. We'll do the pizza first because I have a couple things I want to say about it.
All right, dude. I think this is the origins of our podcast thing, when we're sharing each other desserts.
So with this pickle pizza, the thing that frustrates me the most is that this is Midwestern
cut.
cut.
Yeah.
If for those of you who do not know, Midwestern cut is when they cut the pizza instead of just doing like 8 slices or whatever, just long slices. They do a cut and then 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 a cut and a cut to make these square pieces in here. As Midwesterners, I can tell you that I approve of it. I enjoy this kind of pizza. Obviously not with pickles on it. This is gross. And that's the thing that kind of irks me because that is just not okay to watch those the pickles on there. Ranch.
I get the point of the. Sorry.
Ranch. I've never been a fan of ranch, so I can't really speak. I'm sure plenty of people have eaten pizza with
yeah.
ranch.
So, like, if I have old pizza, like the crust is not any good anymore, really, unless you like really take efforts to make your pizza like reheat it, taste well. So I just like, I feel fat. Let me just put some ranch and maybe like a spice on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know it's not the best thing, and it doesn't look appealing either. I'll admit that. But I mean,
I think the problem is that how they kind of just laid pickles on there, and they're like, okay, that's good enough, instead of like,
slicing it into like circles.
Yeah.
I think it would look a little less appealing that way. I don't know.
Well, I think what the problem is that you need to like hide it, I suppose.
Oh, dude. Yeah, next time you have like you have to have people over, put pepperoni slices over pickle things.
Oh, that's just
Don't
cruel.
don't tell your guests, and put a little wasabi in there. The little tip from the chef Kev. Oh, we're
So I'm not even sure how you
found this.
particularly go about eating something like that, even with a fork and a knife.
So, I think the thing. Read the description because it actually describes what that is. I'll do it. It's a quadruple cheeseburger with a sugary rainbow bagel, grass-fed patties, 3 sauces, Lucky Charm marshmallows, and sprinkles.
Ooh, that's sinful.
If you guys want to know our reaction to this thing on the screen, take a look to the bottom right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can you also just share the other Colin mockery there?
I'd have to find it again.
Just scroll up.
Oh god. Ah. Oh god, I lost everything. Ah.
You lost everything. They took from you everything. They gave nothing. But
I love it when Windows minimizes all of my windows at once.
But you know what I have to say to this? I think we've gone too far. You know those things, Hassan's gone too far? This is an example of yes, you've gone too far.
Trust us, just don't.
Honestly. You know what the bun looks like? The bagel? That's a bagel even. It looks like
CGI.
It looks like something you would erase stuff with. It looks like an eraser. Like a rainbow. Or you know the Rainbow Mountains in I think China? I know you've seen those. Those are beautiful, by the way. But
no, I have not.
Actually, I guess that's insulting to the rainbow. Here, let me show you. Let me give everyone an eye cleanser after that. Let me see if I can get a good picture here. Yeah, look at this. This is actually pretty cool. I think more RPGs should explore like really weird environments. Like those are pretty cool, right? Speed Undead.
I'm getting it up there. So,
This is not a balanced breakfast.
no, it's not. I think that's not man-made, is it?
No, I think that's naturally occurring. So that is called the yeah, it's in China. It's I don't want to. I'm really bad at saying these. I think it's Danxia. Danxia. So I'm trying to check how they're naturally occurring. So they're different colored sandstone and minerals that were pressed down over 24 million years and then buckled up by tectonic plates, according to the Telegraph.
I'm sorry. Could you read that in more boring?
So layers of different colored sandstone and minerals were pressed together over 24 million years and then buckled up by tectonic plates, according to the Telegraph. The mountains are part of the Zhangxi Landform Geological Park in Japan, or China. My apologies for misspeaking there. And then there's another picture I sent, Carl. I think that's a different mountain too. But yeah, these are nice. I wish more RPGs had like weird, spots. A lot of it's just forest.
Hey,
give me savannah.
Well, why don't you go play LSD and then take a couple sceneries from there?
Shots?
Yeah.
Oh,
for inspiration on new locations for RPGs.
Unfortunately, I can't do that because most of the locations are set, but then with different textures, and I've seen all of them. The other mountain, I don't know if you're showing that other one.
I showed it for a second.
That one is in the Cusco region. No, we're not talking about the Emperor's New Groove here. That would be a kind of a fun place to go to, actually, if we're going back to Kingdom Hearts.
The Emperor's New Groove region?
Yeah, like, you can go cut through the forest and end up at the palace. And you got Kronk going... Dum, dum, dum.
So would that mean that Sora would be doing the New Groove as well?
Yeah. Right, the poison for Sora. Sora's poison. Oh, did Woot post something? Some art? What? Okay.
I think getting close to probably wrapping this up. So
Yeah, so let's look at the pictures that people made. There's two.
get that first one in here.
And then that'll be it. Keep giving us topics. I'm having fun with these. This is our third one. If you don't remember. Oh, I forgot I asked preference of burger. Well, the answer is not the one we just showed. There we go.
So for those of you who are like, what the heck is this all about? I recommend watching the Little Big Planet session that we did earlier today. And specifically, if you want to just skip through all of it, watch the ending of it. And that'll make sense. Otherwise, the people that were here for that should make sense too.
Now, Brian, if you're here, I have a question. Who's the person on the right? Is that me? Or is that Connor? That's Connor, right? Because Connor was a buff dude. You gotta show the abulatures and all that. That's that. I can say this, Brian, since you're the only one who did one for Connor, I think you win.
Yeah, pretty much.
Congratulations. Put that under your belt.
Put it
Keep
on
it
your resume.
for a rainy day.
One drawing contest, drawing stupid thing about Little Big Planet that had nothing to do with anything.
Well, how many has Brian won now? He's won like 3 or 2, I think.
I don't
'Cause he
know.
won the Oregon Trail. I still remember that fondly. Now this one doesn't count as art. You just well, actually, I guess it does. It's Photoshop work.
It's beautiful. It's a 10 out of 10 actually, right here.
Couldn't you flip the head?
Let me flip it for you.
No, the face is wrong. It's supposed to be the other way.
There, I flipped it.
This is in reference to me cheating. But oh yeah.
Or here, I can do it better.
Huh? Oh, a little mouse action. A little.
There we go. I flipped the head.
Ah. Oh. That's telling me to do the coffee, and I think that'll be it for today's stream. What are you doing for the rest of the week, Carl?
Probably
Or the next?
getting ready. Well, going to the dentist and then getting ready for Earthbound night.
Mm-hmm. So will you still be streaming like Death Road to Canada?
Yeah.
Dead?
So tomorrow will be normal stuff. We'll do probably a round of Death Road to Canada and then a significant amount of Dead Space. I'm assuming Dead Space will probably be finished Tuesday at the latest. I'd like to finish it tomorrow, but I don't think that's going to be a thing.
Playing CS:GO. That's what people are. Yeah, I'm sorry that the Death Road to Canada runs aren't like always. I can see why you're frustrated, but
Well-
I'm also happy that you're not giving up on it.
You know, the biggest thing about Death Road, obviously, there's been a couple of times where it's just like, oh, this is dumb. Okay, it's over. Like when I died at the very end of the best run that I've done so far, I wasn't
You
mad
accept-
about that. I mean,
Yeah.
that was more of like, all right, this is really hard. I was really close, but I just couldn't make it through. You know, it's the first time I experienced it. There was a lot going into it. It's just those times where it's just like you walk in, and it's like dead. It's like, all right, well, is there a way to beat this?
So I'm wondering. I have not looked it up. I'm wondering if morale has to do with it, because most of the times you go into bad events, it's because your morale is low.
Really?
I'm wondering, because when you had that siege, everyone was arguing with each other, right?
Yeah, I suppose
Before
that's
it-
true.
So I'm wondering if that has to do with morales, but I could look into it, or whatever. I can confirm it tomorrow or something.
Yeah.
So that'll be it. I'll be streaming with Chris and then maybe Carl on Friday.
Yeah, probably.
We'll see about that. Don't know if I'm streaming alone, so I don't think so.
This is the afternoon casuals. When are they coming back? We need more Johnny and Speed.
Well, Johnny owes me for a particular thing that I won't get into, so we'll see about that. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. Carl.